Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we really try to dig into research and pull out things that actually matter for you.
Yeah, things you can maybe use.
Exactly. And we know for you listening, your office, well, it's off of the cab of a truck, right?
Mm.
Your commute isn't down the street, it's hundreds, maybe thousands of miles.
It's a unique kind of job, demands incredible focus, those long hours, and a physical endurance people often underestimate.
Totally. While you're focused on the road, the load, staying safe,
Mhm.
there's this other thing happening, kind of quiet toll the job takes on your body, you know, over the long haul.
It's not like a sudden injury, it's that slow buildup, sneaks up on you really until one day you just feel it constantly.
And most talk around trucking is like logistics, rules, the economy.
Right. But what about the driver, the person actually doing the work?
That's exactly what we're diving into today. We've been digging into some recent science specifically, this huge global review that pulled together findings from studies all over the world, and also some insights from a wellness brand's research digest that highlighted this exact problem.
So our mission today is to unpack the real physical cost of driving professionally based on the data and figure out what it means for you.
And thinking about, supporting your body through demanding work. Well, you might have seen wellness brands out there focused on recovery, physical support, companies like, say, Orium's Fit. We'll actually touch on that a bit later when we talk about potential strategies from the research.
Okay, so first things first. Get this. One of the most striking things from this research, just how common physical problems are for truck drivers. Did you know the studies point to over 60% of drivers experiencing what they call musculoskeletal disorders?
Wait, over 60%. So like more than 6 out of every 10 drivers.
That's wow.
That's not just, oh, my back's a bit stiff today, is it?
No, definitely not. The research is pretty clear. These are, medically recognized conditions. MSDs, musculoskeletal disorders, they aren't from accidents, like a fall.
Right.
They develop over time. They affect your muscles, nerves, tendons, joints, even spinal discs. And it's because of the job itself, the specific physical stresses that are just part of trucking. It's the cumulative thing.
Okay, so it's the slow burn, the consistent strain that just adds up over years. And this big global review you mentioned, it pulled data from a lot of places.
Yeah, think of it like a super study. It's called a systematic review and meta-analysis, published just this year, 2024. Basically, researchers gathered up the results from 15 different studies that had already looked at truck driver health.
Ah, okay, so they combined existing data for a bigger picture.
Exactly. From all over Canada, the US, Brazil, Sweden, Thailand, Iran, a real global snapshot.
So not just one country's experience.
Right. And altogether, they analyzed data from, let's see, 2,662 truck drivers. And the big headline, the number that really stands out, 61.75% of those drivers reported having musculoskeletal disorders.
61.75%. Yeah, that number really hits home and makes it crystal clear. There isn't just a few people complaining. It's a massive occupational health issue for the whole industry.
Absolutely.
So where does it hit hardest? According to this huge analysis, where are drivers feeling this wear and tear the most?
Well, they broke it down by body part, which is really interesting and maybe a bit surprising for some. The shoulder came out on top.
A shoulder. Really, I'd have put money on the lower back. The classic driver slump.
Lower back is definitely up there. And the study did flag both the shoulder and the lower back as critical areas. But yeah, the shoulder had the highest percentage, 31.5% of drivers reported issues there.
Wow. Okay, so shoulder first. What's next?
Neck was second at 25.79%. Then came the lower back at 23.46%.
Shoulder, neck, lower back. The big three, I guess. All kind of connected to sitting, posture, vibration.
Seems likely, yeah. But it doesn't stop there. The knee was next at a 22.26%, then the ankle, 20.46%, and the wrist, 20.25%.
So over a fifth of drivers having problems in their knees, ankles, or wrists, too.
Yeah. And then upper back was 18.65%, elbow at 11.91%, and the hip was lowest on this list, but still significant at 7.50%.
Man, that paints a picture. It's really widespread physical stress affecting drivers pretty much head to toe. Over 6 in 10, dealing with some kind of chronic muscle or joint issue just from doing the job, puts a different perspective on those long miles, doesn't it?
It really does. And understanding why these numbers are so high, that's the next crucial piece. It's not random. It's tied directly to what the job demands.
Okay, let's unpack that why. What is it about spending all those hours driving that leads to these high rates of MSDs?
Yeah.
The research pointed to some key culprits, right?
Yeah, several. The biggest one, maybe the most obvious, is just prolonged sitting.
Right.
You're sitting for incredibly long stretches, day after day.
Even with a good seat, I suppose.
Even with a decent seat. Just being seated for 8, 10, 12 hours puts this constant compression on your spine, your hips, your lower back. It tends to tighten up your hip flexors, can weaken your core muscles.
And encourages slouching, even if you try not to.
Exactly. Even subtle posture issues add up over time, like bending a paperclip back and forth eventually. It just gives your joints and spine face that kind of fatigue over years.
And it's not just sitting still, is it?
Mm.
There's movement involved, even when you're driving straight.
That's the next big one. Whole body vibration. You know that constant rumble?
Mhm.
The shaking, the jarring from the road surface, the engine?
Oh, yeah. You feel it.
The research really highlights that as a major factor, especially for back and neck pain.
Yeah.
That vibration literally travels up through the seat into your spine hour after hour. It fatigues the muscles, stresses the discs.
It's like a constant low-level shaking. What
Okay.
about when you're not driving? The loading and unloading.
Yep, manual load handling. Now, not all drivers do this, but many still do. Lifting heavy stuff, twisting your body to secure things, pulling tarps, operating lift gates.
Right.
All of that puts serious strain on your shoulders, your arms, wrists, back, often in awkward positions. Remember, the shoulder and wrist numbers were high.
Yeah, 31% and 20%.
That direct loading and unloading work is a big reason why.
And there's just the lifestyle itself, right? The hours, the stress.
Absolutely, that's another layer. Irregular hours, tight deadlines, traffic stress, not always getting good, consistent sleep, that demanding lifestyle. It leads to chronic stress and often not enough sleep. When you're stressed, muscles tense up neck, shoulders especially, which we saw were problem areas.
And bad sleep means less recovery time for those muscles.
Exactly. Your body doesn't get the chance to properly repair the wear and tear from the day's work.
So it's this whole cocktail. The sitting, the vibration, the physical work,
Yeah.
plus the stress and lack of recovery. The study also mentioned other things too, didn't it? Like awkward neck turns for mirrors, bad roads making vibration worse, speed bumps.
Yeah, time pressure, even the seat sliding slightly. It's a whole list of things specific to the job that contribute.
It really paints a clear picture of why these MSDs are so common. Your body is just enduring a very specific, tough set of conditions for thousands of hours.
Precisely.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem, the scale of it, and the reasons why. Now, the crucial part. What can you actually do about it? How can you, as a driver, try to mitigate these risks based on what this research suggests?
Well, there are definitely proactive steps that come up in these discussions. One really fundamental thing is sorting out your immediate environment. Your seat.
Ergonomics.
Exactly. Improving seat ergonomics is huge. Just taking a few minutes to properly adjust the height, the recline, and especially that lumbar support. It can make a real difference in how your spine is aligned all day.
Yeah, the little knob for the lower back seems pretty important then.
It really is. Getting that right helps reduce that constant compression we talked about. And making sure your neck and head are supported too.
Right, headrests and neck pillows.
Yes. Using a neck pillow or just ensuring the headrest is positioned right helps reduce strain on the neck and shoulders, especially with all that vibration.
Makes sense. So fixing the setup is step one. What else?
Beyond the seat, the research really emphasizes moving regularly, taking breaks, getting out of the cab every hour or two, even for just 5 minutes.
Just to walk around, stretch.
Yes, walk around, do some simple stretches. It sounds basic, but it can make a huge difference in relieving that muscle tension and getting blood flowing again.
So those quick stops are actually vital physical maintenance, not just a break.
Kind of, yeah. Simple things like reaching up high, gently twisting your torso, stretching your legs. Even a brisk 5-minute walk helps break the cycle.
Okay. And longer term.
Longer term, the advice often includes strengthening your core and back muscles, regular exercise, even low-impact stuff like swimming or specific exercises. A strong core acts like a natural brace for your spine.
Right, helping counteract all that sitting and vibration, building resilience.
Exactly, building that physical resilience.
Yeah, you mentioned that Wellness Digest earlier, the
Yeah.
one from Orium's Fit that highlighted this study. Didn't it mention another potential tool related to muscle support?
That's right. The digest discussed the idea of using an EMS device that's electrical muscle stimulation. It mentioned that some studies they looked at suggest that EMS can help improve circulation and muscle recovery. And because of that, it may be a tool to help manage some of the MSD symptoms drivers experience, like muscle tightness or fatigue after a long day. It wasn't presented as a cure-all, obviously, but more as one potential option for supporting muscle recovery.
So the idea is using these electrical pulses to kind of help the muscles recover
Mhm.
after being stressed or static for so long.
That's the concept discussed, yeah. Promoting circulation, maybe encouraging relaxation and overwork muscles. And if that kind of technology sounds interesting, Orium's Fit, the brand whose digest we saw, is actually focused specifically on wellness products for muscle support and recovery.
Ah, okay, so they're in that space.
They are. They're Australian owned, and they've built up a pretty solid reputation. They were actually named Best Product of the Year by productreview.com.au, which is a big Australian consumer review site for both 2024 and 2025.
2 years in a row. That's pretty good validation.
It suggests customers are pretty happy. They also have like tens of thousands of users globally, a big community, and apparently almost 500 five-star reviews just on Google. So there's definitely some trust built there.
And they make these EMS devices.
Yeah, their products include portable EMS units, like something called the Ultimate Kit, designed exactly for this kind of personal, on-the-go muscle stimulation and recovery support.
Hmm. Interesting that their research digest is connecting the dots between scientific findings like this big review
Yeah.
and potential tools or strategies.
Yeah, their goal seems to be making that peer-reviewed science more accessible, more understandable. They even link back to the original studies if you want to dig deeper yourself, which is great.
Transparency is good.
But, and this is crucial, I stress this too, this is all information sharing. It's not medical advice.
Right. Always the important disclaimer.
Absolutely. Anytime you're thinking about trying a new wellness tool, whether it's an EMS device or even just significantly changing your exercise routine, you really must talk to your doctor or maybe a physical therapist first. Get professional advice tailored to you.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Essential advice. So, stepping back again, this high rate of MSDs, over 60%.
Yeah.
What's the bigger picture impact? It's not just about the individual driver feeling pain, is it?
No, the study is clear. The impact is much broader. It causes significant human and financial losses. For the driver, yes, it's pain. It's reduced quality of life, potentially leading to burnout and leaving the job.
And for the industry.
It means lost work time drivers off sick or injured. It means higher healthcare costs, more workers' comp claims, and it makes it harder to keep experienced drivers on the road. It's a major cost across the board.
A huge economic and social burden, really, tied directly to the physical demands.
Yeah, and the research really underlines the need for ongoing efforts in workplace ergonomics, better seats, better cab design. But it also points out that even with improvements, the core issues of sitting for so long and not moving much, they remain.
The fundamental challenge.
Right, which is why the study authors and related discussions really push for things like regular health checkups for drivers focused on these issues, and more importantly, finding and using proactive muscle recovery strategies.
Which brings us back to the things we discussed: seat adjustments, movement breaks, exercise, and maybe exploring support tools like that EMS concept from the Orium's Fit Digest.
Exactly. It's about giving drivers knowledge and tools to manage the physical cost. And it's good that resources like that digest are trying to bridge the gap between the complex research and practical takeaways, linking back to the original science.
Making it usable.
That connection is vital.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, the main point seems crystal clear. Truck driving, as demanding as it is, takes a real physical toll. Science shows over 60% of drivers face these musculoskeletal disorders that build up slowly. Just knowing that, acknowledging it, is a huge first step.
And crucially, there are things you can do. Strategies backed by or discussed alongside the research. Optimizing your seat, taking those movement breaks, strengthening your core and back. And maybe looking into tools discussed for muscle support and recovery, like the EMS idea mentioned in the source material. These are all important things to consider for your long-term health and, frankly, being able to keep doing the job comfortably.
And if supporting your body's wellness and recovery is something you're thinking more about, brands like Orium's Fit are focused on exactly that, providing quality wellness products designed for portability and muscle support.
So here's a final thought for you to take away, something to maybe mull over on your next haul. Given what the science tells us about the physical cost and the strategies we've talked about, what's just one small thing? Could be adjusting your seat tilt, Committing to a 5-minute stretch every 2 hours, maybe researching a recovery tool. What's one single manageable change you could realistically start doing this week, making it a regular part of your routine to better support your body and maybe chip away at those long-term costs?
Just one thing, something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the physical side of life on the road.